welcome to the TIC courses. You guys have been working on wonderful projects for now, and I appreciate your efforts and your work. So today I'm going to do a very critical topic, a topic that's going to help you in further working on your projects. And the topic is problem solving. So you guys may have had difficulties to make your prototypes work, and this course will be helpful to you. Like you learn how to go about solving a problem you may have faced during the prototyping phase. So I'll start by defining problem solving. Problem solving is all about identifying a problem, finding alternative solutions to the problem, and implementing the best solution to solve the problem. So the problem solving technique I'm going to present to you today is the Woods problem solving method. The Woods problem solving model. And this model is made up of 5 steps. The first step is discover. So discover is all about identifying the problem. Like if your prototype is not working, you try to see why it's not working. You identify what is wrong with your prototype. The second is investigate. So in this stage, you try to define your problem, you try to understand and find as many informations as possible to help you understand why is your prototype not working, why did that problem have to come about. The third stage is brainstorm. So at this stage, you think about all the possible alternatives which you have in order to solve the problem you have identified. The fourth step is implement. After you have brainstormed and found as many alternatives as possible, you now choose the best alternative, the one best alternative which could solve the problem you have identified. And the last stage is the review stage. Here, you need to. So the last stage in the Woods problem solving model is the review stage. At this stage, you examine how did your solution work in reality? What were the difficulties in implementing the solution? And if it happens that the solution was not really appropriate to solve the problem, you can go back to your alternatives you got when brainstorming, when trying to find all the alternatives possible to solve the problem, and then choose your next best solution to the problem. So now I'm going to explain the Woods problem solving model using an example. Let's say I want to sell goods online, perishable goods, tomatoes, for example, and I need to guarantee the quality of my tomatoes for people to buy from me. By selling goods online, like foodstuff and so on, I will prevent or I will help enable people not to overcrowd the markets, and therefore they will be able to respect social distancing, which is very important in the coronavirus context we have now. So I come to my discover stage, which is all about identifying my problem. So the problem I've identified while doing my project is I need to guarantee the quality of my products. Now, after I have identified the problem, I go to investigate. In investigate, I will define the obstacles of my problem. So, in order to do that, I need to understand the what and the whys in order to find the hows, which I'll find at my brainstorming stage. So, what do I do? The what? I need to find a way to keep my tomatoes or my vegetables in good conditions so that my buyers always appreciate the quality of my goods. Now, why is that a problem? If when I deliver my goods, my clients are not satisfied with them, they will no more buy from me, and therefore I will have done nothing in my project. So At the investigate stage, I try to gather as many information as possible about the problem. Like how can I store? I can use fridge. I can use a fridge. I can dry the vegetables, or maybe I can keep the tomatoes when they are not yet ripe, and then so that they will stay for long while they are ripe. Yeah, so I go now to my brainstorming stage. At brainstorm, I now think about all the alternatives I have in order to keep or to store my goods, let's say tomatoes. So I can keep my tomatoes in a fridge. That means I have to buy fridges to put my tomatoes in, or maybe I can build a cool chamber where I'm going to keep my products. I can, if it's foodstuffs like beans, I can dry them. I dry them to keep. So when I dry something like beans, it can stay for 2 months. Then another alternative is I can link farmers and clients directly. So I'll link local farmers, for example, people farming in Yaoundé, if they cultivate tomatoes, I can link up with them, and then when any person in Yaoundé wants to buy tomatoes, I can directly go to them and then deliver the products to the person. If it's in Bamenda, or say someone cultivating tomatoes or the onions in Bamenda, and send to them. Now, so when I've found my alternatives, I need to think which one is the best alternative for me. So if I have to buy fridges or build a cooling, is cold storage system, I will need to invest much money in that, and I may not have so much money to invest. So I go to my next alternative to try. It is not all of those goods I may try, like tomatoes. I cannot try tomatoes to sell them. Then linking up with farmers, local farmers in different areas, so that I can get direct delivery from them when it comes to selling in small amounts. So this is, and I can add a third alternative. If I have to sell in big amounts, for example, if somebody buys, let's say, 50 bags of tomatoes, there are specific places where I will need to transport them from the large scale farming to where those tomatoes were bought. So I need a good transportation system. I need a refrigerated truck for the transportation. So let's come back to linking up with farmers. If I have to link up with farmers, the work will be less tedious for me, because I will just get directly from the farm or the local farmers and then deliver it to the buyers. So the food alternative, if I have to transport large amounts of my goods, I have to buy refrigerated trucks in order to transport them, and uh, the best state possible. The solution I choose to implement is linking up farmers and clients in the same locality. The reason why I choose this option is because I have to invest less on transporting those goods from a far area to the place where I need to sell them. And I'll have to invest less in storing very large amounts of those goods in the same place. If I store a very large amount of tomatoes, if one gets bad, then the rest will likely to get bad in less than 2 days. So after I have implemented, or after I've linked up my clients and farmers in the same locality, I now go to the review stage where I check what was the impact of my solution. Were my clients satisfied of the products I presented to them? Were the farmers willing to collaborate with me in selling their products directly to the block, the locality, and so on, the prices and all of that? I have to I have to check them in the review stage. How does it go? And if it happens that the solution was not really the best, I now come back to my brainstorming stage where I can think of more alternatives to solve the problem. I can choose another alternative which would be appropriate. And it's important to be innovative and creative at this stage because even the craziest ideas you can put them and while reviewing you can like can have a very good can come up with a very good solution because it's all about innovation here. You're trying to solve a problem and you're trying to do what somebody else has not yet done. So you're trying to innovate. I need to be creative in this. So, so this was the Woods problem solving model I presented to you, and I hope it's going to help most of you who face difficulties in building up your prototypes. And I'll end this by saying that in solving a problem, you should not like hurry in like maybe the time. You need to manage for your time. You need to be persistent. You need to be resilient. Think positive about it, and working in team is going to help you have be more effective in finding the proper solution in the problem you face while doing your prototypes. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section and we'll be happy to answer you. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next course.